Hi everyone, this is just a quick review of a new Lightning cable from CDRKING. Now, being Lightning cable, it's obviously for iPhones and iPads. This was 90 peso and it's 2 meters long. They also have one which is 1 meter long and I think that was around 60 peso. Now, I have reviewed CDRKING Lightning cables before and to be honest, most of them stopped working after like a week or two. The last one I had, I looked for it, but I think I've already thrown it away. But basically the end bit here had come loose inside, so it was all wobbly, and you could kind of make it work if you sort of held it at the right angle. But this one looks a little bit better. If you look at where the connectors are here, it really does look like it's an okay cable, and it feels okay. It says that it's a shielded cable, but of course you don't really know that unless you cut this open and check, which I'm not ready to do until it actually breaks, so hopefully it's okay. Now, I've already tested the data sync and that worked okay, but what I want to check is the charging, because some of these generic cables, they don't charge at the same speed as an official Apple cable. So here I have an official Apple cable and I have my USB watt meter. Then I have a power bank which is capable of pushing out 2 amps. So the first thing we're going to do is measure what charge rate my phone has with the official cable. So I'll plug my phone in and then I'll zoom in on the port to power screen. So you can see it's charging at anywhere between 1 and jumped up to 1.3 amp at one point, now down to 0.2. So you can see it's moving around a bit, and if I open the screen it varies, but anywhere from say 1 to 1.3 amp or around 5-ish watts. So now we'll do the same test but using the CDRKING cable. So I'll plug this in, turn on the power bank and zoom in on the USB watt meter. So you can see it's measuring around 1 amp. Let me try turn the screen on. Yeah, it's not really going above 1 amp. The other one would sort of get close to 1.3 amp at times. But, you know, 1 amp, 5 watts is still pretty good. I think what I might do is actually test with the iPad, because that's a little bit more power hungry than an iPhone. So we can really put this cable through its tests. So now I've got an iPad, completely dead battery, which is a good test. And I've got the official Apple cable, so let's turn on the power bank and see how much power it consumes. Okay, so we're at around 1.5 amp or 7 watts. I'll just leave it a few seconds to see if it increases. So that's obviously much higher than the iPhone, although it's still not a full 2 amp, which is what the iPad's meant to be able to pull. Yeah, so around 1.5 amp. So let's swap to the CDRKING cable. So this will be the true test, because if this has very thin wires inside, it won't be able to provide as much power to the iPad. So let's see. I'll zoom in. Yeah, see, that's much lower, 1.2 amp. Now, to be fair, this is a longer cable, and the longer the length of the cable, the thicker the wires need to be, etc., etc. But they should have already taken that into account when designing this. So you can see we're only actually getting 1.2 amp, 6 watts. Oops, what happened there? Okay, the iPad is booting up. So although not a huge difference, you are going to notice a speed difference between 1.2 amp and say 1.5 amp. So the official Apple cable is better than this one. But you know what? I think anything that's 1 amp or higher is pretty much okay. And if you're using it for your cell phone, it's definitely okay. If you're using it for an iPad, yeah, maybe you want to stick to the official cable. But for phones, it's definitely okay. So yeah, I mean, looking at the cable, it seems okay quality. I mean, whether it will last or not is another question, because you know, these CDRKING cables, they're cheap and the quality is hit and miss. So I don't know, we'll see. If you follow me on Twitter at @WhiteyGadgetAddict, I'll probably keep you updated about this. So yeah, thanks for watching.